Lords of Empire, Emperor Hulkling Issue 1 heads years into the past onto Tanax 4, capital of the Skrull Empire, where the royal family are told to evacuate. The Empress refuses to leave since the Skrull Armada has lost and all is gone, telling her henchmen to die with honor or without it. No one will know. The guards try and get Princess Anel to convince the Empress to understand their situation, since this could all just be a Kree trick, but the Empress knows that it's no trick, pointing out that Galactus has come and is destroying their planet. Before the World Eater devours them, the princess reveals to her mother that the Kree hero Mar-Vell, when he was their prisoner, shared a romance with her, and she bore him a son, which she knows brings great shame to her family. The boy was smuggled off the planet during their father's mass culling to find the child. Empress knows that thanks to what the princess is done, she has saved her people, thinking maybe there is some hope for them and for the Shattered Empire, and perhaps at some point the lost prince will return. A few months ago, Hulking is messaged by Wiccan, who is busy on a team-up. Teddy says that he misses him, saying that he's teaming up with Spider-Man, though he's not to ask the hero anything since the hero forgot thanks to a wizard casting a spell on him. In reality, Hulkling fakes the selfie with Spider-Man with his shape-shifting powers, knowing how much he sucks, as later he is pulled out to a club by his friends, who know this is better than him moping around his apartment. His friends know he's missing his fiancée, hating on the fact that he is getting married. Teddy knows that none of it matters since after 2 drinks he becomes a third wheel to his friends, revealing he feels useless right now since Wiccan is off heroing around while he's just sitting around, knowing heroes and villains alike seem to ignore him and forget about him. As Teddy continues to talk with his friends, he is met by Raxor and Beldan, who say that they have been waiting a lifetime for him. Teddy tells them that he's already taken by someone, but the men reveal that they are Skrull and Kree respectively, and they didn't plan on this, but things are moving a lot faster than they thought. Beldan shows Teddy a hologram of a long dormant power cutting its way through both empires, and the power is heading to Earth. Beldan says that the moon will become the focal point to their conflicts yet again, and the only hope they have is in an alliance between the Kree and Skrulls, and to do that they need a leader, and that leader is Teddy. The men tell him that he is to become emperor of both races, as the entire club is revealed to be Skrulls, who call the men heretics, and the child will not be allowed to become prince. Beldan and Raxor protect the emperor from the Skrulls, as do Teddy's friends, who tell the hero to jump in at any point. Teddy morphs into his Hulkling form, summoning the Star Sword to him and calling for silence. The Skrulls recognize the sword as they are all knocked out thanks to the Skrulls still having his grandfather's purity doctrine ingrained in them. Beldan knows that they need to leave now, telling him to look at how quickly his world and even his friends become imperiled by his presence. So tonight he needs to choose to leave or to stay. Thinking about his childhood, Teddy remembers playing on a slide, battling trolls in his mind, but soon he slips as his mother comes to see if he's okay, bandaging his banged up knee. This doesn't stop him, telling his mother that he was fighting with the monsters and it goes well, thanking his mother, who he calls a sorceress, for healing him. She asks why he's fighting the trolls, told that they are trolls, so who cares why he's fighting them. His mother says that Teddy's father used to think the same way, but then he soon got to know the trolls and that changed everything, even the universe, since it takes bravery to be kind, and a good king finds a way to make peace, not war. Later, Hulkling agrees to help Beldan and Raxor, if it will indeed help his friends. The men give him 1 hour to shore up his things on Earth, so heading back to his apartment, he finds Wiccan is there. Teddy hugs his fiancée, happy he is finally there. He tells Billy that while he is finally there, he knows he is the one leaving now. Billy wants an explanation, so almost an hour later, Hulkling finishes telling Billy about his newfound destiny as prince. Billy says that he's going to miss the moon when Teddy blows it up, but Teddy thinks that it's had a good run. Teddy says that he missed Billy and lately he hasn't felt like he knows who he is without him. Wiccan knows that without his fiancée he is worse, since Teddy is the best part of him. Talk soon turns to how Hulkling should present himself, wondering if he should stay in his green form or not. Wiccan tells him to be who he wants to be, so as they head to the flagship, they are greeted by Tanalith the Pursuer, who pledges herself to the prince. Teddy doesn't know how to act, thanking her as Billy introduces himself, but Tanalith thinks that he is Teddy's pet jester monkey. Billy asks for Teddy's ring, imbuing it with a charm that will keep him safe and letting him teleport to Teddy should he ever need his help. Billy goes to leave, telling Teddy that he will teleport to Teddy's ring whenever he can, wherever in the universe, saying that it's kind of like a Find My Phone app for a giant boyfriend. Tanalith takes Teddy to the throne, throne, telling him that they need to consolidate the crown's might. She says to do this, they plan on incinerating a few worlds to show their power, but Hulkling refuses, saying that no one dies, wanting to offer the rebels peace, and wanting to be a king for everyone, not just specific people. Soon they are met by Captain Glory and the sorceress Mergen, whom Teddy is familiar with, but soon he learns that Kl'rt the Super Skrull is also involved in the alliance. Teddy smashes him in the face, knowing him to be the Skrull who killed his mother. Kl'rt said that the boy's mother was the princess of the royal house, and that he merely killed a chambermaid. Teddy says that that maid was named Mary Jo Altman, and she was good and a kind person, and Kl'rt took that from him. The Skrull regrets it, but everything he has done for the crown's majesty. Tanalith quiets them all as she shows Teddy his fleets, and how the Kree and Skrull have united to make the largest fleet in history of both races, and they are going to go and join them. Teddy thinks that it's cool, but first he needs to make a stop. He heads to the asteroid where his father's grave stands, knowing he never really met Mar-Vell, knowing his mother always said he was a hero. He knows Mar-Vell loved protecting people he knew nothing about just because they needed him, and he hopes that he can do the same. As he finishes up, he finds the fleet is under attack by Kree zealots, who see Hulkling as a pacifist hybrid king. The prince joins the battle, battling the Kree leader who says that their people didn't die for him to be offering their enemies a chance at peace. Teddy knows that meeting blood with blood won't bring peace, as he is disarmed, told the Kree won't bend the knee to a coward. Before Hulkling can be killed, Wiccan returns, helping his soon-to-be husband. Hulkling and Wiccan team up and battle back the Kree terrorists as they retreat. The Super Skrull calls for them to be killed, but Wiccan tries to stop him, getting his hand crushed in the process. Hulkling demands that Kl'rt let him go, and if Kl'rt lays a finger on Wiccan again, he will gut him. Captain Glory is shocked that he would let the terrorists escape, but Tanalith tells them to continue to head for the Titan Stargate and to join the Armada. She tells Teddy that they have just received a message detailing that agents Raxor and Beldan have been murdered, as the Kotati have arrived at Earth ahead of them. Later on, Teddy and Billy reminisce on how Captain America locked them away in Avengers Mansion with twin beds, but this feels like such a long time ago and a complete upgrade to where they are now. Teddy knows that thanks to what he's done, Billy got hurt, asking him if his arm is okay. Billy kisses his husband, and after spending the night together, they return to the throne room, learning from Tanalith that since Teddy spared the Kree terrorists, his factions have been splintered even more than they already have. He says that the prince's affections and his ideals are weak, and they won't survive with him, and the greatest symptom of his softness is Wiccan. The generals say that he stood with Wiccan over his own people, and the Avenger is a chaos bringer who will splinter them even further, so he needs to shed his old allegiances and put childish things away. Billy tells him it's all okay as Teddy takes the throne, renouncing all his ties to Billy Kaplan, making it forbidden for him to interfere with his reign. Billy thanks Tanalith for it, but she tells him not to be so spiteful. Wiccan leaves, sarcastically saying hail to the Emperor Dorak. Later on, Tanalith secretly talks with the Kree terrorist leader, who is angered that their plan failed to get rid of the half-breed Pretender. Tanalith, however, knows that their attack worked, and the aftermath went exactly how she wanted it to. She thanks them for their service and sacrifice, ordering the terrorist ship to self-destruct. The leader calls the pursuer a faithless traitor as her ship explodes. Later on, Teddy sits alone in the throne room, but soon Billy returns, knowing Teddy wanted to see him again. Teddy reveals that he had hoped that he would be back, and he never hung out with Spider-Man, which Wiccan knows all about, since for a shapeshifter, Teddy is really a bad liar. Teddy knows that he doesn't know how to be himself without Billy, but Wiccan says that the man's got a kind heart and it's the best part of him, and he's never alone. Kissing his future husband, Wiccan tells him to go and save the world, and he will be at home waiting for the prince to return. Lords of Empire, Emperor Hulkling Issue 1 was a fantastic story that filled the gaps in between now and the incoming special from last year, detailing how Hulkling became the total ruler of the Kree Skrull Alliance. I really enjoyed how the story was framed as kind of like a tragic love story, since that's really what it is, with Teddy and Billy wanting to be with one another, but their lives put them at odds with each other since one is always there when the other is not, and I like that that was a continuation of that. It's written really well by Chip Zdarsky and Anthony Oliveira, who aren't afraid to dig into the couple's lives as LGBT heroes, while also furthering the plot that Teddy is being manipulated and shaped into a leader that people like the Super Skrull and Tanalith want leading their people. It's going to be lots of fun to follow this character as he grapples with what he knows is the right thing to do with what he's being told to do. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.